Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Derek Afasi. I'm the owner of Afasi Financial Group. Today's topic I want to discuss with you 457B Distribution Rules Explained for Dummies. So I don't wish to offend anybody there with that title, but it's very important that somebody understands if they have a 457B plan or a 457 plan, how to properly take that out, or what to know, what are the advantages of this type of plan, and then how to avoid the risks and mistakes for either leaving your money in or pulling your money out of that plan too soon, and make sure that it's going to correlate to your goals at every aspect, throughout your retirement or throughout your retirement planning needs. So with the 457 plan, it's a type of retirement account that's set up for local and state governmental employees, that they're eligible for a 457 plan. So an individual has to be eligible for it. It's not just like a private institution could go and create that for their employees. There has to be certain criteria met in order to create these types of plans, or at least for an employee to be offered that type of plan. So the benefits of this type of plan are essentially someone's placing their dollars, their salary dollars, into a retirement account. So think of it as a bucket. And then this retirement account, this 457 plan, is tied to a bunch of different mutual fund related options, different things that allow this bucket to have interest credited to this account each and every year. So each year this individual is placing dollars into the bucket, which is obviously going to make that bucket bigger, larger. And if we have a positive return that comes back, well, then that bucket's going to be even larger at the end of the year. Now, unfortunately, the risk that's involved is, even though individuals are placing dollars into this throughout every, years and years and years as they're working, one downward shift in those mutual funds, when the market wants to reset itself, that entire bucket, that entire plan could also be decreased as well. So that's a large risk that a lot of individuals do not like. Typically, what I've noticed is individuals that have 457 plans, they typically have some sort of pension income that would be coming to them, and then this retirement bucket is an additional savings bucket that they could leverage for retirement. Now, the very first bullet point, I say retirement account with advantages. The major advantage through a 457 plan off of all the other types of retirement accounts is typically like a 401k account, as using an example, or an IRA account. They have something known as 59 and a half rules, meaning that you cannot pull your money from that account before the age of 59 and a half. If you do, then you're going to get penalized by the IRS. So there's going to be about a 10% penalty tax. Currently, it's a 10% penalty tax if someone tries to retire too early and they start taking withdrawals from that type of account. And it happens more often than what you think. I get calls all the time saying, yes, a couple years back, I left my employer and I took all the money out and I threw it into my checking account, and I get hit, with all these different penalties and taxation, etc. So with a 457 plan, what an individual could do is they could retire early before the age of 59 and a half, have their pension income stream come to them. Let's say this person retired at age 55. They're receiving income from an actual pension stream from that employer that they work for, from that entity that they work for. So they're getting a retirement paycheck each and every year that's going to last them for the rest of their lives, or theirs and their spouse's life. So now that's already setting up the first leg of the successful retirement plan, is income. We're making sure that the income plan is set up properly. Now, what a lot of advisors do, which I've actually saved a lot of clients from, or unfortunately have dealt with a lot of clients that were duped into trying to go with a financial advisor that's trying to take their money and roll it over into an IRA contract with certain benefits. Now, the main reason why someone might want to go and take their 457 plan and roll it over into an IRA is because with an IRA, a person could designate that plan to have a type of max income stream come to them in addition to their pension income. So the three main sources of retirement income, or when somebody's successful in retirement, is they're making sure that their income sources are covered. So maybe at age 62, 66, they have Social Security that's coming to them. The individuals that are fortunate enough to have a pension, that's a secondary income stream that's coming to them. So between the Social Security and the pension, that might be enough. That might be enough dollars to retire. But many times there's a specific gap. There might be like a $10,000 gap, a $20,000 gap, a $30,000 gap, where they'd want to pull money from their 457 plan or from their other retirement money, such as cash, IRAs, 457 accounts, whatever the case may be, to help supplement that third leg of income. So when a person goes and rolls over their 457 plan directly into an IRA, they could produce that type of personal pension aspect through a specifically designed IRA contract, making sure that the income goal is met and that income source is very safe, secure, protected with different layers of safety. So the reason why I say that that's a mistake and that's a problem typically is because when you go and you roll those dollars over into an IRA contract, you're now taking monies that were not subject to 59.5 rules and you're making them subject to 59.5 rules. So there's a way on how you could counteract that where you're still taking a portion of your dollars, rolling it over into a specifically designed plan to avoid all that risk and all those negatives of rather than leave your money in a 457 plan and just try pulling this money out year by year. Well, typically that's a big guessing game. There's no concrete income plan when somebody's pulling out their 457 plan. If they leave their monies in the 457, will they still have those mutual fund related fees and that market risk that could completely liquidate their accounts while they're pulling income from that account? So you have a combination of negative aspects that are working against this 457 plan, allowing it to be liquidated faster and faster and faster. So individuals that understand this flaw, understand this risk, understand this mistake, they'll go and leverage a portion of their dollars, make sure that it's secured, protected into an IRA, and then after age 59 and a half, execute lifetime income off of that IRA. So in the interim, though, individuals say, well, I'm 55 years old right now. I'm receiving this pension, and I want to start pulling money from my 457 plan. What exactly should I do? And that's where you want to make sure that you're setting up a proper plan, a proper income plan, a proper retirement plan specific to what your needs are, specific to what your goals are to retire successfully. So the happiest clients that we have or the happiest individuals that we speak to on a daily basis are ones that understand that they have a concrete income source coming to them. They're the individuals that have Social Security income. They're the individuals that have pension income. They're the individuals that have that additional source of income that is safe, protected, and coming to them each and every year so that they're pulling from those three income sources. Many individuals that have 457 plans do have that pension aspect. The problem lies that if they're retiring before the age of 62 or 66, whenever they're looking to execute Social Security income, they have that waiting game. So they can still access this money from the 457 plan, but they just don't want to pull out too much because then you run that risk of outliving that 457 plan. So with the income, we want to have multiple sources of income that are concrete, that's specific to what your budget is, to specific to what your expenses are. If you have expenses right now of $50,000 and you want to make sure that that's covered each and every year, well, some of these expenses are going to be set up as fixed expenses. Other expenses are going to be accustomed to inflationary expenses as well, meaning that those expenses are going to increase each and every year. So sometimes you might have a pension income that will protect you with that COLA, but there's many times that it doesn't carry over and there's not enough inflationary protection on there where you do need that third income source. And that's where specifically designed IRA contracts work, providing that lifetime income, providing that safety, providing that peace of mind so that you could spend your retirement dollars with confidence. And the most important aspect is to go and when you're looking to roll over these plans into IRA contracts, first off, you want to put the smallest amount of dollars possible so that you're leaving the most amount in emergency funds back in your 457 plan so that you could go and have a systematic process. Let's say if you retire at age 55, well, you have to set up a plan specific to from age 55, 56, 57, 58, 59 before your IRA gets executed, before that portion that you rolled over gets executed and is brewing in that plan to provide those types of lifetime income benefits. The third aspect is that inflationary protection. This is one of the things that make us very unique is we understand the 457 plans, we understand income planning in general, making sure that your plans are set up on a very safe, methodical way. So what we do is we go through all the top carriers out there that are offering these types of plans, and we go over an analysis with you through what are your goals, what do you want to accomplish, can you get to those, can you accomplish them successfully right now with your current situation. Many times we notice that individuals have to go and roll over portions into specifically designed IRA contracts just for that peace of mind. Many times our most miserable clients, even if they have millions of dollars in the bank, our most miserable clients are the ones that have that uncertainty, the ones that have that question mark where they don't know how much income is coming to them. And they run that fear, or they run that risk of, okay, that inflationary protection or those expenses are going to keep increasing and my pension and my Social Security is not going to be able to correlate to what my expenses are, on a daily basis, on a monthly basis. And, you run that risk. Already, if you have a pension plan, you're already ahead of the curve offer. Majority of individuals are not offered that. If you're not offered a pension plan, well, then that means that you have to have an even more concrete plan set up for that income, so that we're maximizing out that income. We're maximizing the emergency funds, meaning God forbid something was to happen and you need to pull money from a type of account, that you could easily access that money and you're not restricted to 59.5 provisions. And then the third one that a lot of advisors don't speak about is inflationary protection. And reason being is they'll just tell you that solution, oh, we'll grow your account and hopefully everything will just work itself out. And that's not the way to plan. The way to plan is to make sure that you have 100% guarantees, is to make sure that you can live your retirement dollars with confidence and you have the protections all across the board, so that you're maximizing as much money in your fund monies so that you could do your vacation. If the market goes up, excellent. Now you could take a vacation this year. If the market goes down, well, you still have those income sources and that inflationary protection, set up properly. So at any point in time, if you found value in this video, feel free to give our 1-800 number a call. It's 1-800-566-1002. We utilize a system known as the Retire Sharp Planning System, and it allows us to go through all the top carriers. On average, we go through over 1,200 different products, carriers, strategies, scenarios to make sure that these three holes are covered properly or filled up, and we're making sure that everything's set up properly. We are A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau. We've always had very good reviews. We've never had any complaints. It's because of this methodical process. I want to thank you very much for watching this video. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Retire Sharp, so you have access to the most updated videos. Thanks so much, guys.